Once upon a time, a farmer and his wife had a lovely daughter. She was kind, she was pretty, but oh boy, was she silly. One day, a handsome young gentleman came to visit, hoping to marry her. The farmer and his wife were delighted and sent their daughter down to the cellar to fetch some cider for their guest. Down in the cellar, the daughter filled a jug with cider from the big barrel. As she was about to head back upstairs, she looked up at the ceiling. And what did she see? Stuck in one of the wooden beams was a big mallet, left there by a careless workman. Suddenly, a thought struck her. It wasn't a smart thought, mind you, but it was a thought nonetheless. She started thinking, what if I marry the gentleman, and we have a son? And what if, one day, our son comes down to this very cellar to get some cider, just like me? And what if that mallet falls right on his head and... oh, the horror! The thought was so terrible, so tragic, that she sat down on the floor and began to cry her eyes out. She sobbed and wailed, completely forgetting about the cider and the waiting guest. Upstairs, everyone started to wonder where she was. She's taking a very long time, said the gentleman. The mother said, I'll go check on her. She went down to the cellar and found her daughter weeping. What on earth is the matter? She asked. Through her sobs, the daughter explained the whole story about the future son and the falling mallet. Well, what do you think the mother did? Did she tell her daughter how ridiculous that was? No. She looked at the mallet, imagined the same terrible scenario, and sat down right next to her daughter and started crying too. Now there were two of them, wailing away in the cellar. Back in the farmhouse kitchen, the farmer and the gentleman were getting even more puzzled. Now where have they both gone? Said the farmer. I'd better go see what's keeping them. So he trotted down the cellar steps. He saw his wife and daughter, side by side, bawling like there was no tomorrow. What's all this crying about? He demanded. His wife explained the whole dreadful possibility, the marriage, the son, the cellar, the mallet, the tragedy. And the farmer, bless his heart, looked at the mallet, pictured the scene, and felt a wave of sadness wash over him. So he sat down with his wife and daughter, and the three of them cried together in a great big puddle of tears. By now, the gentleman upstairs was completely baffled. He had come to ask for a hand in marriage, and now the entire family had vanished into the cellar. He thought, this is very strange. I must go and find them myself. He made his way down the stairs and was met with the most peculiar sight. The farmer, his wife, and his daughter all sitting on the cellar floor, crying their hearts out. Good heavens, he exclaimed. What has happened? The farmer, wiping his eyes, told him the sad, sad story of the mallet and the son they might one day have. The gentleman looked at the three of them, then looked up at the mallet. He couldn't help it. He started to laugh. He laughed so hard he nearly fell over. Then, he did a very sensible thing. He climbed up on the cider barrel, reached up, and pulled the mallet right out of the beam. There, he said, the problem is solved. He looked at the three sniffling figures on the floor and said, I have traveled far and wide, and I have met many silly people, but I have never, ever met three such sillies as you all in one place. He turned to the daughter and said, I would be happy to marry you, but first, I must make a journey. I will travel the world, and if I can find three people who are even sillier than you three, I will come back and we shall be Wednesday. If not, then I'm afraid our love is not meant to be. And so, the gentleman set off on his quest. He walked, and soon he came to a cottage. On the roof of the cottage, a woman was trying desperately to get her cow to go up a ladder. The cow, of course, was not having it. The gentleman asked, My good woman, what are you doing? She replied, There's some lovely green grass growing on my thatch roof, and I want my cow to eat it. I'm trying to get her up there. The gentleman chuckled. Why don't you just cut the grass and throw it down for the cow to eat? He suggested. Oh, said the woman, I never thought of that. The gentleman shook his head, thinking, that's one silly. He continued on his way and soon saw a group of people in a village. They were all gathered around a pond, frantically scooping water out with their hands and buckets. What's going on here? He asked a man. The man replied, The moon has fallen into the pond, and we are trying to get it out before it drowns. The gentleman looked into the pond and saw the reflection of the moon shining on the water. He smiled and said, Just wait. The moon will come back on its own. And of course, as the clouds passed, the moon appeared back in the sky. The villagers were amazed. Well, that's two sillies, the gentleman thought to himself. His journey was nearly over when he came across the silliest sight of all. He saw a man trying to put on his trousers, but he wasn't doing it the normal way. He had hung the trousers on a hook and was running and jumping, trying to leap into them. Time and time again, he'd jump and miss, tumbling to the ground. The gentleman watched this for a while, completely amazed. "My dear sir," he said, "what are you doing?" The man, out of breath, explained, "I'm trying to put on my trousers. It's so difficult." The gentleman couldn't believe his eyes. He picked up the trousers, held them out, and said, "Why don't you just hold them with your hands and put your legs in one at a time?" The man's jaw dropped in astonishment. He tried it, and it worked perfectly. "I've been doing it the hard way my whole life," he cried. The gentleman knew he had found his third silly. He had found 3 people even sillier than the family he had left behind. He had seen a woman trying to make a cow climb a ladder, villagers trying to fish the moon out of a pond, and a man who didn't know how to put on his own pants. So, true to his word, the gentleman turned around and walked all the way back to the farmhouse. He found the farmer, his wife, and their daughter waiting for him. He told them of his travels and the 3 even greater sillies he had met. And because he had kept his promise, he married the daughter. And you know what? They lived happily ever after. And we can only hope they didn't spend too much time worrying about mallets falling from a ceiling. Thank you so much for watching this story with me today. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from around the world. See you next time.